If this video found you, it's for you. This is not even the type of content I create on my channel. But I have been having this way on my heart heavily lately. And I feel like it is my job to kind of speak on this topic because a lot of people need to hear it. A lot of people, it will probably help. It's not really an easy topic for me to talk about, but it is one that I know all too well. So, as you can see, the title is Overprotective Mothers Were Once Underprotected Daughters. I don't know if a lot of you know, but I do have two daughters. I have a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old. And I am a single mother. I would say, by choice, because some people they think that you're a single parent because you have to be. You have no choice in it. Actually, I do. I have a lot of choice in it, and I choose to be single and remain single for the very reason of this entire video. You have a lot of men out here that prey on women who have children. They prey on the women because their goal is to get to the children. Now, for me, I was abused, sexually abused by my mother's boyfriend. One thing I will say is you at first don't understand a lot of stuff. You don't understand why things happen. You don't understand why people do the things that they do. You don't understand why did they choose you? Um, but now that I am 37 years old, I understand. I understand why a lot of things happened. Um, to be quite honest with you, I'm actually happy that what happened to me actually happened to me because it showed me what is really out here in this world, what type of predators, are really out here in this world. And it made me even more overprotective of my daughters. I wonder if had I not gone through what I went through, if I would protect them the way that I do. I have a thorough screening process now. Like I don't really trust even when I screen you and I don't find nothing, I still don't trust you. I don't know what it is. I feel like I need this amount of time to even be able to say, hey, I know this is a good guy. He wouldn't do blase blase. Because even if something is not in somebody's background, which I do background checks, even if something is not in someone's background, that doesn't mean that they wouldn't do it. That just means that they probably wasn't caught, or it's the first time for everything. People who do stuff, they started somewhere with their first one. So I still don't trust it, even if you don't have a history of something. So when I say being overprotective of your daughters or your sons, because God, these people are so sick. Being overprotective of your sons or your daughters is something that I feel is underrated. You have so many women, and I get it. I swear I get it. Being a single mother, I understand how lonely it gets. I understand how everybody wants to be loved, how everybody wants partnership, everybody wants to be, with somebody, right? But I don't think people take into consideration how dangerous that can be for the kids. Your desperation for wanting to be in a relationship or wanting to be loved could cost your kids everything. And the reason why I say everything is because, like I said, I've been through the sexual trauma in the past. So that has literally changed my entire life. It changed everything. It changed how I saw myself. It changed how I value myself. It changed how I loved myself. it changed a lot. I have extreme trust issues now. Um, I am skeptical of everybody. I think everybody's out to do something insidious, you know? So if I can prevent that from happening to either of my daughters, that's what I'm going to do. Even even if it means that I will literally remain alone for the rest of my life. I'm willing to make that sacrifice for them. Um One thing that I will say is a lot of times when children are abused, whether it's mentally, physically, but especially sexually, one thing that I notice is that a lot of women like to go into denial. They like to pretend and say, well, they never said anything, or how was I supposed to know, or, you know, whatever excuse they need to tell themselves to, I guess, feel better. But a lot of times they know. There were signs. There were signs that they chose to ignore, or there were signs that they just overlooked because they could get away with overlooking. Nobody know that they knew. Um, but I will say that in my experience, there has been three specific signs that a child has been sexually abused. Um, the first one would be a change in their entire personality. So, when I say a change in their entire personality, I mean like a child that was outgoing, loving, happy, you know, flamboyant, just full of life, and then just goes to quiet, never talk, just, you know, holding everything in, isolate themselves. You know, their entire personality changes. Another thing, another sign would be whenever I see like a teenage parent, like a young girl that is about, you know, 13, 14, that becomes pregnant, the first thing I think is, do she have any type of sexual trauma? Because that is the second sign. The second sign is that a lot of times you lose the value of sex, you lose the value of your body, um, and you become more promiscuous because you, it's almost like someone devalued you, so you continue to do so because you almost feel that that's all people are going to want from you, so why not just get that out the way, I guess. It's kind of like one of those things. um the third sign that a child has probably had sexual trauma is the relationship between the child and the abuser. Um, if I when I go back and I think about my situation, I think about what happened. I There was six of us, as far as my siblings, like six kids, and this guy only zeroed in on me. Like whenever, you know, it came to like playing or, you know, wrestling or what, his attention was always on me. It wasn't, he did not have this bond with any of my siblings. It was more so like he made it seem almost as if we had like this special bond or something. um so that would be the third sign. You have to talk to your kids. You have to have this open communication with your kids to where your kids would be comfortable coming to you about something like that. But if your child thinks that you love that person more than you love them, or if your child believes that you would not protect them uh, from that person because they don't even think you would protect your own self from that person, they're not going to come to you. They're not going to come to you. They're not going to tell you. Um, as a parent, you also should have some level of, what I want to say, involvement, you know, with your child. You should have some level of, you know, knowing your child's personality, knowing their day to day, in and out what they're doing, so that if something was to change, you will instantly see it. If something changes in their behavior, something changes in, their activities, you should be able to see it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I am a perfect parent. But what I will say, and this has nothing to do with sexual trauma, but what I will say is, if let's say my kids are at school, and they have a friend that tells them, oh, don't tell your mom, but we're gonna do this and this, and it's something that's supposed to be secret. My kids come and tell me. So that makes me feel great, simply because, and I know that that's small, but it makes me feel that even if somebody says, hey, keep this between us, it's a secret, don't tell your mom, the fact that they still come and tell me makes me feel like I'm doing something right, to where they don't feel that keeping the secret with that person is worth, keeping something from me. So I just want to encourage you guys to, have that relationship with your kids, talk to your kids. And whenever, you come across a mother that is super overprotective of her kid, just don't judge her. Like I said, she probably is so overprotective of that kid because she didn't have anybody there to protect her when she was a kid. So I do want to do more videos like this. So if you guys want more videos like this, just comment, let me know. Also, let me know if you would like for me to go into more detail with this topic, and also what happened in my past. I'm willing to do that because I feel that it will help someone, and that's really my goal. So until next time, guys, bye.